Hello friends, and welcome back to My Hobby Home. My name is Cathy. Thank you for joining me today. This is our Monday updates. I have had to make me a little list here because I do not want to forget a thing, and I'm sure I forgot to put something on my list. But friends, there's been a lot going on this week. So let me tell you what we're going to talk about. I have a little shopping haul that I did, and it's not quite probably what you would expect. I have had so many comments and so many statements, on the Accuquilt die that I got that was damaged. Guys, I will address that in this video, and this is going to be the last time I address it because it's really neither here nor there at this point. Another de-stash. I'll give y'all more information about that. And then things that I've completed and things that I'm wanting to do. Y'all know we always do that. So friends, let's get into it. The shopping haul. I told y'all it's not quite what you expected. We did a Books A Million shopping haul. Yes, we did. Now, let's start with all things quilting first. I have not even opened these. I just got these here. I don't even know who this is. I just know I saw this pattern on this, and I love it. It says Love Patchwork and Quilting Special. This right here, I don't even know what magazine, but I'm going to tell you, this quilt right here is why I got this. Now, they do include a triangle and a square. I guess that's what it is. Let me see if I can find where to open this. My goodness. Oh, looks like the bottom is already coming undone, so we'll just open it there. I saw that quilt, and I was like, my sister was even like, oh, I love that quilt. So we were like, okay, let's get that one. And I'm going to tell you guys, this magazine here in my local area is $19.50, I think. Yes, a little on the pricey side. This is Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine. And friends, this is the thing. They've got Anna Maria Horner, her Brave line. Some pictures of her Brave line on this. I recognize that fabric because I did a sew along with Kristen at IC Stars Quilting. We did it online. And that's the line of fabric. She didn't pick a pattern for us. She picked a line of fabric. We went and got the fabric, and we could pick whatever pattern we wanted to do. So this quilt right here is called Bright Blooms. I thought that was beautiful, and I was like, oh, I want to get that book. But of course, it's in a closed up thing. So I have not even opened this. I will have to go through this and let y'all know. And friends, on the back, this says from the UK. Because they have, what is this? Is this all Brother? They have all the Brother sewing machines, but they're not in US dollar conversions. So that is kind of funny to see that. Now, of course, they've got templates and all in here, which I will not need. And I'm sure, friends, that this magazine will come up on that. Oh, and there's templates for that quilt. I don't know how I'll do that. What I may do is just enlist the help from Accuquilt, because I'm sure they have a lot of the sizes that I am going to need if I am to make that quilt. So friends, this is the Love of Patchwork and Quilting magazine right here. Does it say what month it is? It says issue 161, 2026. They have color theory, basics, choosing colors for your quilts, and a bonus sew a color wheel cushion. So That is my first magazine that I have gotten. Let me get this out of the way. I like to put my magazines back in those packages just in case, I need to find something. It's easier to find it like that. Okay, here is another Modern Makes and Ideas. Let's see what this is. Another patchwork and quilting. What drew my attention was 40 FPP quilting templates plus magazine. So I'm thinking, okay, here it is. I wonder if that had a side. It sure did. It had a side thing where you open it, and I opened it from the bottom. I'm going to try to open this from the side without ripping that paper where it's unrecognizable, because I do like to keep these. Oh, look. Okay, y'all. Look at this. 40 FPP templates. I didn't think it was going to come like this, but this is amazing. So this is a magazine from the UK, apparently, and we get it at our local Books A Million. And my sister drugged me to Books A Million today, and I'm like, sure, I will go with you. She was like, let's go eat lunch, because she hadn't eaten lunch. Neither had I. And we decided to eat at a place that we liked. It used to be called Dax. Now it's called Seafood something. Shack, I think. She wasn't real impressed with what she got. Neither was I. So, okay. So, it looks like we got log cabin FPP papers. And mine are all bent out of shape. So we got 40 FPP papers. I love FPP, friends. So this looks like log cabin FPPs. And that's fine with me, because I'm going to put these back in here. Let me see if they have any information on this package that says anything. 40 FPP templates. Create accurate log cabin blocks in 2 designs with these foundation paper piecing templates. Quilting papers. It gives a batch number. It says Dublin on it. So, okay. So, we've got some FPP papers. Once again, they've got the brother back there. Brother's got their ads going on the back. But look at this cute strawberry quilt. The FPP is what drew me. I didn't even know that it was for this. Oh my goodness. Win 1 of 5 Tilda layer cake bundles. Plus an FPP and orchid. Wow. So here's part 2 of Color Theory. And this other one had part 3. I guess I missed the part 1. But I'm interested in that Tilda layer cake bundle. So let's see. They show that. I may have to get me some Tilda fabrics to do this. I love Tilda fabrics, friends. They are. And another reason why I looked at this was because when I was thumbing through, I think they even have it on the front of this. Is it on the front or the back? Oh, it does show on the front the log cabin layer, log cabin prints there. On the back, you will see right down here, it's got the hexagon little flower. And I was like, ooh, let's see about that. I got hexagons and I can do flowers. But I did like that log cabin quilt on there. Beautiful strawberries here. I'm just quickly thumbing through. Oh, these do use EPP papers, but that's the borders. They have templates here for you to use. Okay, so that is that one. And I'm going to go on and just stack these up over here so I can get them back together. And I've noticed these Love of Patchwork and Quilting, they always seem to come with something in them. Now, we are switching gears right now, friends. Y'all know I have talked about car camping a lot. And my husband is not on board with it. And I always try to tell him, I won't go anything that is not a state park. You know, somewhere that's got security that rides around, you know, lit real well. So I got the National Geographic Guide to State Parks. This here, I've already looked at it. I how it does at the beginning of a section. This in here is the Southeast. It gives you what states are in it, and it's got all the state parks marked with little blue squares. So I have already looked at like Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and then Colorado. I've looked at all of those to see how do I want to make my route going to Wyoming, because I want to stay in state parks. I want to try to car camp. And my husband's like, no, just get a motel room. It's just safer. And I'm like, no, it's not. It is not any safer to get a motel room as it is to stay in a state park. Now, my thing, he's like, well, it'd be more comfortable. You know, you'd have all your amenities. You'd have free breakfast, you know. And I'm like, a bathroom and a free breakfast is not necessity for me, because I will probably be carrying most of my food. Now, I will look, I'm planning on making a 21-hour drive in 4 days. I was going to do it in 2, but I'm like, no, I want to sightsee. So that puts me having to stay somewhere 4 nights. And that's $500 for a motel room. And I'm like, I'd rather spend that $500 on quilts and stuff as opposed to maybe $200 if I stay at a state park. Because I could stay at a state park. I could stay in, you know, next to a bathhouse. It's just, I don't know. I want to travel. I want to see things. I want to go to state parks because I've always enjoyed doing those kind of things. So I got me a little state park book. And that is going to be very instrumental in me planning my trip. Friends, if my eye looks red, it's because I can't stop rubbing it. It is itching some kind of bad today. Now, the next thing that I got the big one, guys. The Road Atlas, the one that says, take the road less traveled. I think this is the one that is more geared towards, I know there's an RVer one also, but I think this one tells you, I mean, it's the large print. This is the 2027. You see how large, I got it where it is spiral bound because I am going to be flipping. Oh, sorry, I just set that on my mic. But I'm going to be hunkered down with this and a notepad because I know there's probably going to be some locations that I go that does not have cell service. So I am going to make sure to have maps to know exactly where I'm at. That is going to be the key point there. And I have another point that I haven't talked to my husband about yet, so I'm not going to say on here yet what one of my idea things is. So that is my little shopping haul. We just did a little quick Books A Million run, and I found those books while I was there. I had the 2 map books. I had those in my Amazon cart. They were like $1 or $2 less at Amazon than they were at Books A Million, but that's okay. I was there. I got it immediately, and it's fine. Accuquilt. Okay. I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to go all the way through to now. I had ordered a die from Accuquilt. I actually received it within 10 business days. When I got it, it was in I still have it sitting here on top of my garbage. It was in this plastic bag with this bubble wrap on it. And it does say Accucut on that bag. Now, the die was damaged. Now, let me back up and tell you, when I ordered this die, I did not go through a link or anything. I went straight on my computer. I went to Accuquilt.com and I went to their dies. I have a studio machine. I do not have a Go Me. The Go Me's, those dies are green and black. Yes, that is true. A Studio or a Studio 2 die is not green and black. The base of a Studio die is a wooden base. And then you have your black foam on top of it. Accucut is not a off-brand die. Accucut is not a inferior die. Let me give you the history. Accucut was the first company established. They were initially for paper and vinyl, crafting things that way. Once they realized these dies would also cut fabric, that is when Accuquilt was created. So it looks like anything that uses the original machine dies, which is the Studio, and now the Studio 2. The Studio 2, the only difference is it will fold up. My machine will not fold up. It is not electric. It is hand cranked. It is totally manual. I had someone tell me they were an affiliate of Accuquilt. You need to know the history of Accuquilt. Accucut and Accuquilt, they are two separate entities, but they are under the same umbrella, LLC. So they are technically two different companies, but it looks like Accucut does the studio dies, and Accuquilt does the Go Me, whatever the green and black ones are. So I did get an original, true, not black market piece. I got an actual die from Accuquilt because when it came in, I went to their website. I called their customer service number. I spoke with a gentleman there. He gave me the help.accuquilt.com email address to email my photos. I did happily. I had not tested the die at this time. I did not know if the blades worked or not. I did not know how Accuquilt was going to handle this. Within a very short amount of time, I'm going to say it was about 3 hours later when I noticed the email from Accuquilt. And they told me I had two choices. I could either return it and get a whole new die, which then I'd still have to wait another 10 business days, or I could choose to receive the die and they would refund me 50%. Well, I had a person saying that she was an affiliate and they never give them discounts. This was not a discount. I am not an affiliate of Accuquilt. I am not. I'm not an affiliate for anyone because I like you guys to know I pay my hard-earned money for these items just like you would if you purchased it. So I am going to give you my 100% honest review of the product. So that way you don't have to feel that maybe I'm skewed towards, you know, hey, this is a great product. I've got a link. Go check it out. Purchase something. No, I am not an affiliate of Accuquilt. I am an Amazon affiliate, but everything I have a link for, I buy or I use. So, and I've shown it to you. But I'm not an affiliate of Accuquilt. So this is a 100% thing. It was not a discount. This was a refund because the product I received was damaged. Now, the next day after the unboxing, the next day I did a video. I don't know. It might have been the next day or the 2 days later. I did a video of trying that die out, seeing if that die was damaged or not. It was not cutting in one little corner, but that was not a damaged area. I'm thinking that was user malfunction, possibly. I'm going to turn my die the other direction to see if it cuts better that way. But it was just one little corner, didn't cut all the way. So to me, that may mean the die wasn't done accurately. But I looked at it because you can push the foam down just a little bit and look at the blades. And I did that. I took a ruler and pushed down on the foam so I could make sure all the blades were straight, not chipped, not bent, not turned, not, you know, that they were perfect. And they are. So I opted to keep the die because the damage was not so severe that it affected how my fabric cut. The cutting part works fine. The cosmetics is not so pretty, but it was on 3 of the 4 corners. There was like scratches on the wood, you know, and one of them you could see where the wood was kind of split. It looked like it was just jammed down real hard on that. And that's not even the end that's not cutting. It's on the opposite end. So, but to address that, Accuquilt and I came to a quick resolution. I mean, as soon as I saw that it cut perfectly fine, I was okay with that. It may not be pretty, but I promise you, there's a whole lot of other things in my room, my sewing room right now that's not pretty. And it doesn't matter to me as long as it functions properly. And it does. So that is completely taken care of. Accuquilt and I came to a happy resolution between the two of us. They don't have to pay to have a product shipped back to them and then have another one made and shipped back. So that is okay. You know, we're good. And for those that keep saying I would send it back, I would have sent it back if it did not function the way it's supposed to. I have no intention of selling my Accuquilt. You know, my kids may have to deal with it when dirt is on top of me. But, you know, as of right now, there is no intention of ever selling it. And if I did sell it, it would be sold as a bundle. The whole thing. Every die, the machine, every tray, every acrylic. I'm not going to piece it out. So if I sold it, it would all go at one price. So that being said, I'm happy with my purchase. It does work properly. It just don't look so pretty. And that's okay because I don't sit it where I can see it anyway. I have it stacked back here on a table. I have it standing properly, how it should stand to keep the blades from having pressure on them is fine. So I am marking off the Accuquilt off of my talking points because we're done. It's good. It works fine. It's the real deal. It's not a fake. It's real. Accucut, Accuquilt, 2 companies under the same umbrella. Accucut cuts paper. Accuquilt cuts fabric. So now the next thing. another D-stash, friends. In the moving things to get my Accuquilts out, and, you know, because I had things sitting on my Accuquilt, I've kind of done some reorg and all that in here. My embroidery module carrying case is not over here beside me anymore, so I don't have my projects. These are my project bins right here. Well, these are project bins. These down here are my alpha clippies, but my project bins are right here. I used to have them sitting on top of my embroidery module. Well, my embroidery module now has the embroidery module carry case now has the embroidery module in it. Before, I had it sitting over here, so it was easy just to grab, sit on my machine, which was sitting on one side of my Accuquilt. So now, in the midst, though, of moving things around and that, I now have 2 boxes of projects and items that I am going to be selling. I found yardage of fabric in boxes over here that I thought was all scraps. Go figure. So we're going to be going through that as well, and some of it I may use to see if I can get enough cuts to do, you know, at least a 6 ring EPP square, because that's as small as I'm going to go, is that little, it's a 1.5 finished hexagon. So that's the one I have right now that I really want to use. So we have another D-stash. I'm thinking if I list them up and there are 20 items, I will do another D-stash real soon. But as it is, there will be one the last Sunday of the month. I may do it the 3rd Sunday if I have so many, and then skip the last one and then maybe do another one on the 1st Sunday. I don't know. But right now, I know I've got a lot of things that need to be de-stashing. So, what have we completed, friends? This is Woodland behind me. This is the main center section of Woodland. It is all sashed. It is ready for me to make the borders. Am I going to get the borders done? Whew, it's got all them flying geese in it. And y'all know flying geese are my nemesis. But we're going to work on it. We're going to get those done. My plan is to do that this week. And you know what I always tell y'all, I over plan. But if I get at least one thing on the list done, I am happy. So we have got the Woodland main center. I did get another Jolly Bar block done. Friends, that is my latest Jolly Bar block. It looks like everything is right on it. I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope it is. But I'm slowly getting one of those blocks at a time. Right now we have 4 and we have 12 to make. So we have 8 more of those blocks to make. Then we'll start assembling that quilt. And friends, the next quilt that we worked on was the Yuletide Sampler 2 block. And let's see if I can find my completed blocks here. I tried to have the rest of my fabrics cut and laid out. But this is the block that we completed this past Friday. I know these 2 colors, they have the same background color, the black, but this is trees, this is birds. It's not really going to matter to me for this quilt, but we are still getting ready to do an FPP sew along in November with Tammy and Alicia. We are doing a Jacqueline or Jackie. I always forget the name of it. Why do I always forget it? It's an FPP kit that we all are doing a different kit. I have one that I've already picked out. I have not purchased it yet. I am hoarding up money to do that. So I have several things I'm hoarding money for, friends. So watch my videos, replay them over and over. That helps me out. It puts a little more money into my quilting pocket, and so does my D-stashes. It helps me buy the things, but I have it budgeted in, so I'm ready to get it, you know, whenever. Right now I have a quilt out at Miss Ava's that I will be getting. So let's see, that's things that I'm having to get right now. I have a quilt to pick up. I have a quilt kit to get. Then I have my trip. I'm so excited about that, y'all. And then I have another machine I'm looking to get. It is a crafting machine. I think it will help with sewing as well. It's mostly other kind of crafts, though, not necessarily sewing. It is not a sewing machine. So what is on my table for this next week? Well, we know y'all saw me cut out the EPP squares. And let me show you here. I got this in the JK Quilts box last year. I think it was their Christmas box. This is going to be my go box. It's got a Tack It Easy in here. It has my EPP papers in here. These are 1.5 finished. It has my, I cut 107, friends, hexagons of, this is Tilda fabric here. I got this when I went to retreat Kristen's at Icy Stars Quilting, her retreat, either last year or year before. I don't think she had a retreat this year. She had some medical issues that she was having to go through, but I think now she's back. But I'm going to go on and do all of these in EPP papers, and if I end up not using all of them, that's okay. And then I have some scrap ones. I have not pressed these. All of my others have been pressed. I have not pressed these yet, but these are going to be my half hexies that I have to use for my quilt that I'm going to be making. I have put in my box 2 glue pens and a glue refill. I don't need 2 glue pens, but just in case, I have it in there. So let me put these, I'm putting these back in my box, and I'll show them to you again, how I have this in here. Now, the quilt that I am making, I will show you. I know I showed you the one that I bought on Etsy, but friends, you can get almost that same exact quilt pattern for free off of Paper Pieces. This is the Paper Pieces version of it. And I'm going to show you both of them side by side. This is the Paper Pieces version. They leave the edge where it's not straight even. The top and the bottom, you will use the half hexies to make it a straight edge. The sides are not done like that. But you'll see, this is the free one that I got. And these aren't colored, but that is the one I paid for. Technically, they are the same exact pattern. Just one of them uses half flower pieces. Like this piece here, they'll use like half of it to make the side of the quilt. You know, like just picture using half of that to make the side of the quilt even. But how many pieces am I going to need to do this? They are using 1 1/4 hexagons finished. I am using 1.5 finished. For the hexagons, you need 1,825. For the half hexagons, you need 40. Well, I am going to be adding more than 40 because right here on the edge. I don't know if you can see that. On the edge, I'm going to even that up, make that a straight edge. So I don't know if I'm going to do it like this, or I am going to make half, a half flower piece right here instead of all of the whites. But I will have it straight edged all the way around because Miss Ava and them is doing my binding for me also, and I don't want to have to, because each little thing, that's an inch, and that's a bunch of them, and they charge by the inch. But that is my EPP. I will be starting to do the Tilda fabric on the papers this week. Now, I will have the papers and the glue sticks down in the description. If you are interested in getting any of those, they'll be down in the description. In the list, I have a list of quilty things that I love. I'll make sure to have a section for the EPP as well. What I am doing this week, I plan on starting the border for the Woodland quilt. I hope to be putting the borders for the flowering. I hope to be putting those borders on that quilt this week. The Jolly Bar, I may or may not get that done. But if I get the borders on the flowering, that'll be another quilt that can go to Miss Ava to be quilted. And then I have Reflections. I still have Clue 8 I have not done. And Diamond Ice, I still have my June block that I have not done. So I need to get those two done as well. But I'm trying to get some quilts out of the way. And each one quilt I get out of the way, I feel like that opens up for me to do, one of my block of the months. So I think that is it. I'm going to start cutting the hexes for my quilt, but I am going to test this out, see how I like it, see what goes easier for me. I do need more than just this one color, so I'm sure I have another yard of fabric over here that I can cut, and I gotta see if it's gonna go in with my quilt, because what I have is I have a lot of fat quarter bundles of Lori Holt, and I'm thinking I'm going to take all of those fat quarter bundles and cut them for this quilt. I will use a white or a cream color as my background, probably not white, but probably a vintage white, and use that as my background for my grandma's garden quilt. And so I need to get several different colors that I need to cut up and see how well I'm going to like it. It don't matter if I like it or not. This is 1,000. Well, it was 1,000. I took a little bit of this stack and put in my box. This is 1,000 of the paper pieces. I need to get another stack to, if I want to finish the quilt. So it's amazing at how many of those little pieces it requires to do this. So friends, this is my updates. I know it's kind of long and drawn out, isn't it? But I hope you guys have lots on your table, lots of interesting things going on. Before you head out, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not yet. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.